What's up guys, Eric here from Techisode TV, and today I'm going to be showing you guys literally everything the official Samsung LED back cover can do on the Galaxy S20 Ultra. I'll also be showing you guys what every LED pattern and animation looks like, and I'll be discussing the limitations of this case. If you guys want to dive deeper into what technology can do for you, consider subscribing because that is what Techisode TV is all about. Let's get started. So the first thing you'll notice about the case is that it has a matte finish. The previous version of this was kind of a gloss finish. So the great thing about this is it's not going to collect fingerprints as much, so that's good. It does still get a little smudgy, but not nearly as much as the previous generation. I'm going to go ahead and pop the phone right in. When you do, you'll see that the phone automatically recognizes that the case is put on, and it starts applying an LED back cover content. So what you get is a custom lock screen and a custom home screen as well. Once the theme installs, you'll get this animated lock screen, and you'll have these three dots on the bottom here. If you tap this, you get a custom menu as well. If you tap this one, that'll take you right into the LED cover settings. If you tap the plus icon, that allows you to add any other shortcut you want based on the apps that you have installed. And you can have up to 6 shortcuts. Now, unfortunately, you can only customize 2 of the shortcuts. The rest of these can't be removed. You can see if I long press, try and move them, nothing happens. But if I took one of these and put them in here, you can see that I get this little delete icon, so I can take it back out that way. So these 4 shortcuts will always be there, and there's nothing you can do to rearrange them or remove them. If your shortcuts are already full, there's an edit button in the corner. If you tap that, then unlock your phone, you can then change which applications you have for shortcuts. If you just unlock your phone, you'll see that your wallpaper has also changed, but your wallpaper is not animated, and if you swipe across, your wallpaper also doesn't move in the background. Before we dive into everything that the LED cover can do, I want to talk briefly about the cover itself as a case, and it's really not the best case. I mean, this is kind of a hard plastic, it's really thin. On the side, so you do get some raised edges on the top and bottom, and that's good. That's going to give you some protection. The bottom is completely exposed, and so it really just grabs on the corners. The side is exposed as well. Honestly, I wouldn't trust this to protect your phone from large drops at all. I mean, maybe waist height you'll be all right, but head height, I don't think this case is going to do much at all for protection. So now let's talk about what this case can do. So if you tap the 3 dots, then tap LED cover and unlock your phone, that'll take you to the settings for the cover. Now the first thing here is light up when face down. So if I have this turned on and I have it set to mood lighting and I flip the case over face down, after a couple seconds, it's going to start showing a bunch of little LEDs on the back, sort of like a starry pattern, and they're going to kind of pulse on and off. But after 10 seconds, they shut off. If I flip it back over, you'll see that I can actually change how long those lights will stay on. So here it's set to turn off after 10 seconds. If I tap that, I can change it to 30 seconds, a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or have it continually run a pattern until I lift the phone back up. Obviously, that's going to kill a lot more battery, so I only recommend using that if you don't need the phone to last through a whole day. If you're not a fan of the mood lighting with all the LEDs kind of lighting up randomly on the back, you can actually switch to LED icons and then select a specific icon. So there's a handful to pick from, and I'm going to go ahead and just grab this elephant one, for example. And if I flip the case over now, instead, I'm going to get a little elephant animation where the elephant kind of lifts its head and lifts its nose and then puts it back down. Since there's a lot of these, I'm not going to show them one by one because that'll take a while to go through. Instead, I'm just going to have a grid pop up and just show you all of them on the screen in one shot. So as you can see, there are a ton of different options, and if you guys want to watch these again, just go ahead and click back in the video, and you can watch this as many times as you want to see all of the different options. Outside of mood lighting and LED icons that show up when you just turn the phone face down, there are some other features as well. One of them is a camera LED icon. So if you turn this on, it's going to make an icon out of the LEDs on the back every time you open up your camera app and you're using the rear-facing camera. And this has the same LED options as the other LED menu. So just for example's sake, if I tapped surprise, then opened up my camera, and I flip the phone over, you'll see that the surprise face is running while I'm in this camera mode. And if I rotate the camera, you'll see that the face rotates as well. There's also a camera timer countdown feature. If I enable that, then go back to my camera and set a timer, say for 2 seconds, and I flip this back over, you'll see that there's the surprised face from before. And if I click to take a picture, it'll actually show me the 2-second countdown and then do a little winky face and then go back to whatever default icon I had set up. And this does work with any timer setting. So if I switched to, say, 10 seconds and took another picture, it would then count down from 10 seconds. And fun fact, if you just tap this back button, you can stop a photo from being taken if you're in timer mode. The last setting you can change is message notifications. Now there's a bunch of other things that it does by default that you can't change, and I'll show you that in a minute, but let's just take a quick look at this. So with message notifications, you can get a special message icon on the back with either messages from the built-in messenger or with Facebook Messenger as well. So if I have this face down, this is my default icon with a coffee mug, but as soon as a text comes through, that's going to change to a message icon. So there's the message icon. It'll be the same icon whether you're getting a message with a regular messenger or with Facebook Messenger. Then after that icon finishes its animation, it's going to switch back to whatever your default rear cover animation is. Before I move on to the rest of the features that aren't shown in this menu, I do want to point out that this mood lighting or LED icon feature only works when the phone is face down on a table. There's no way to make this show up indefinitely. Anytime you pick up your phone, that icon is going to disappear and it won't come back until your phone is face down on the table again. So if you were hoping to have this just always be showing, so when you're on a phone call or you're doing really anything with your phone, just using it in general, and you always want those LEDs to be going on the back to kind of show it off to people, that's not something you can do with this case. However, when you do answer a call, it is going to go into its mood lighting mode for a few seconds, but then the mood lighting mode does shut off again for the rest of the call. There's a bunch of other notifications that you get special icons for as well. And again, I'm just going to show all of those on the screen at the same time and just kind of list off what you get. So I already mentioned you get messages and Facebook Messenger icons, but you also get special icons for calls, missed calls, alarms, timers, calendar appointments, including Google Calendar, which is surprising that they have Google Calendar, but they don't have Google Messages. You also get a music icon when adjusting the volume, and you get a speaker icon when adjusting call volume, but not when you're adjusting system volume. And that seems to be about it. I tried a bunch of other types of notifications to see if I'd get any other icons, and those were the only ones that I was getting. Wireless charging, NFC, and wireless power share still works with this case on. However, when you do use wireless power share, the LEDs do turn off on the back. So if I go ahead and turn wireless power share on right now and flip this back over, you'll see that those LEDs don't turn back on. However, if I put my Galaxy Buds Plus on the back, they do start charging. Then when I stop using wireless power share and flip it back over, it'll automatically turn the LEDs back on. Another thing to point out about these notifications is that you can't interact with them at all. It doesn't matter if it's a call or a timer or an alarm or anything like that. There's no touch sensitivity on the back here, so no matter how much you tap or swipe or do anything like that, long press, it's not actually going to interact with your phone. That's a feature that you do get with the wallet LED case. So again, if you guys are looking to get an LED case in general, I highly recommend the wallet LED case because you get so many more features with the wallet case than you do with just this back case here. Another very important thing to point out is that the LEDs are only in this space here, the ones that actually have icons, so you can't move icons around, and there's also no such thing as custom icons either, not unless Samsung pushes out an update sometime in the future to allow you to make custom icons like you can with the wallet version of the case. But for now, there's no custom icons. What you get is what you get. The only way to get LEDs to turn on outside of this little rectangle right here is to put it into mood lighting mode, which has a bunch of other individual LEDs placed kind of randomly throughout the case. In case you're wondering, notifications are the only thing that will still show up while you're holding the phone, even if the phone's screen is on, as long as you're not in some of the applications. Like for example, if you're in the messages application texting back and forth with someone, the LEDs aren't going to show up on the back when you get messages. But if you are just browsing the web or something and then you get a text, that icon will show up on the back of the phone. So bottom line, is this case worth $55? I'd have to say no. It's kind of cool. You get some neat features here and there, but the case isn't going to do a terribly good job protecting your phone, and it is kind of limited on what it can do with the LEDs. You do get some notifications, and that's kind of neat, but this would be a lot more useful if you could actually interact with those notifications, like snooze or dismiss alarms, answer phone calls, skip tracks in your music, play pause music. things like that. If you had that kind of functionality in the back as well, then this would be a lot easier to recommend, especially at that $55 price point. And when you consider the fact that the LED wallet case is about the same price as well, but offers more features, then it's an even harder sell for the standard LED case. Either way, let me know if you guys think this case is worth $55 down in the comments below. And don't forget to check out the cases I actually recommend by clicking the video on the upper left of your screen, or check out my LED wallet case by clicking the video on the upper right of your screen. That's it for this Techisode. God bless, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.